Hello, this is Steve with Apogee Hardwood Cleaning. Alright, in these videos I'm going to go through the blogs that's on my website. I'm going to actually read through the blog and then give some commentary as I go along and amplify the information there. And this is going to be a new series for this YouTube channel that will be going along with the website and the blog series that I have on there. So the first blog I'm going to go through is from November 30th. 2023, Demystifying the Screen and Recoat Process, a comprehensive guide to hardwood floor maintenance. The screen and recoat is one of my primary services that I perform, and I find that most people have no idea what a screen and recoat is and how it differs from the full resanding that most people are familiar with. And also the fact that the screen recoat is actually a maintenance process. It's not a restoration process. So I'm going to go through some of that here in this blog. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So here we go. Maintaining the timeless beauty of hardwood floors is a commitment, and one method that often gets overlooked but is incredibly effective is the screen and recoat process. If you're wondering what this entails and when it's appropriate and how it differs from full refinishing, you've come to the right place. Let's demystify the screen and recoat process, exploring its intricacies and the beauties it brings to the longevity of your hardwood floors. Alright? Understanding the screen and recoat process. What is screen and recoat? Screen and recoat is a maintenance process designed to refresh the surface of your hardwood floors without the need of a complete refinishing. Instead of stripping down to bare wood, the process involves lightly abrading the existing finish with a specialized screen or mesh pad, followed by the application of a fresh coat of finish. Alright, so the screen and recoat is, like it says, is a maintenance process. If you check with the National Wood Floor Association, they recommend doing a screen and recoat every 3 to 5 years. The idea of this is to do the screen and recoat periodically before the old finish wears down to the wood. So that way the wood floor always has a protective layer on it. Because once that protective layer is worn off, then the wood can get damaged, and then you're going to have to do a sanding, which is a restoration process. So the National Wood Floor Association recommendations 3 to 5 years, every 3 to 5 years for a screen and recoat, and several decades, every few decades, to do the sanding and full refinishing. So the idea, this is maintenance to try to keep that polyurethane layer protecting the floor and not allowing it to wear down to the point where the wood can become exposed. So what is a screen and recoat? It is lightly abrading the old finish and then putting a new layer of finish on it. So I just talked to someone that does painting of cars, and he said that they have to do something similar when they put a new coat of paint on a car. They have to rough up the metal before they put on the first layer of paint to make sure that the paint will attach to the metal. And that is the same thing we're doing with the screening or braiding of the floor, is we want to rough up the old finish that's on the floor so that the new finish, when it's spread out, has something to attach to mechanically. Now we also take steps to try to do chemical adhesion as well, so to make sure that the new finish will stay attached to the old finish and doesn't peel off. When is the screen and recoat appropriate? Screen and recoat is suitable for floors that have minor scratches, scuffs, signs of wear on the surface finish, but when the underlying wood is still in good condition. It's ideal for rejuvenating the appearance of your floors without the time and cost associated with full refinishing. So the idea of the screen and recoat is maintenance that's done periodically before the finish wears down to the wood and severe damage can happen to the wood. So when you start seeing lots of scuffs, signs of wear, the biggest sign is looking for signs of wear. When it starts wearing thin, you want to get that new screen and recoat on there. Screen and recoat can fix minor scratches and scuffs and these types of things on the floor. It will bring the shine back in your floor. It will make the floor look like new again because you do have a new coat of polyurethane on there, making the floor look good. It cannot fix major damage to the floors, deep scratches, gouge. That's when a full refinishing will be needed. How does it differ from full refinishing? The key difference lies in the depth of the process. While a full refinishing involves sanding down to the bare wood to address deeper imperfections or damage, the screen and recoat process is surface level treatment. It is not intended to address deep scratches, dents, or major flaws in the wood itself, but focuses on revitalizing the finish. So again, that's what I just said is the full refinishing will take a layer off the floor. It takes off the entire old finish, the previous stain, and some of the wood off the floor. So it's actually taking a little bit off the floor, where the screen and recoat doesn't take anything off the floor. It's just roughing up the old finish so that a new layer of finish can be put on there. And when the time is done correctly, your old finish has worn down pretty thin at this point, so that you're not really getting a huge accumulation on the floor. These layers of finish are pretty thin to start with, but the old finish is worn down so that when you put a new layer on there, it's not getting any type of real buildup on it. So benefits of choosing screen and recoat. So I got 4 of them listed here for you. So we got time efficiency. One of the primary advantages of screen and recoat is its efficiency. Unlike full refinishing, which may require days to complete, a screen and recoat can often be finished in a single day. This makes it an attractive option for those seeking a quick and convenient way to refinish the hardwood floors. Cost effective. Compared to more extensive process of full refinishing, screen and recoat is cost-effective alternative. It allows homeowners to maintain the beauty of their hardwood floors without breaking the bank. Minimal disruptions. Since screen and recoat is a less invasive process, it results in minimal disruption to your home. Furniture needs to be moved out of the space for a short period of time, and the curing time for the new finish is typically shorter, allowing you to get back to enjoying your revitalized floors sooner. Preventive maintenance. Choosing a screen and recoat when signs of wear first appear can be a proactive way to extend the life of your hardwood floors. By addressing surface level issues promptly, you can prevent more significant problems from developing and avoid the need for more extensive renovations down the line. Again, the National Wood Floor Association recommends a screen recoat every 3 to 5 years, with the full refinishing being decades down the road, every few decades. So one of the key things about screen and recoat is it can be faster. It is faster. We can typically do, most residents, we can do in a single day. Get in, we clean the floors, we screen the floors to braid them, and then put the new coat finish down. So it's typically a few hours to get that done, and then you need to give it some drying time before you can walk on it, and then about 24 hours to let it cure completely so you can get your furniture back in there. Because it is a one-day process and there's not nearly the extensive machinery or things that would be involved with sanding, the screen and recoat is typically much cheaper than, much more cost-effective than the full refinishing, doing sanding. A lot less disruption because sanding is going to take multiple days. So since this is going to be much faster, there's not going to be as much time involved. So it's a few hours. We have taken anywhere from 3 to 4 hours up to a full day or so to be able to get a floor done. Now, granted, if the floor is big enough, it could take longer. But typically, for most residents that we have come across, we are usually done in one day. You give the floor 2 to 4 hours to dry to be able to walk on it. Give it 24 hours to cure, and then you can start moving your furniture back in the next day. And again, the whole idea of the screen and recoat is that it is a maintenance process, so that if you do this on the appropriate timing, it will keep your floors looking good longer. and for more years, and the longer you can go without having to do the sanding and having that disruption and sanding your floors down to the wood over and over again. And then the conclusion to this blog. In conclusion, the screen and recoat process is a valuable tool in the arsenal of hardwood floor maintenance. It offers practical and efficient way to breathe new life into your floors, addressing minor imperfections and preserving their natural beauty. By understanding when to choose screen and recoat over full refinishing, homeowners can make informed decisions to keep the hardwood floors looking stunning for years to come. Embrace the simplicity and effectiveness of screen and recoat to unlock the full potential of your hardwood floors. So my advice for homeowners is to learn about the screen and recoat from these videos and blogs, and learn when is the appropriate time to do them, because the screen and recoat will keep your floors looking great longer, and avoid having to do a sanding of your floors for a much longer time. When done appropriately, you shouldn't have to sand your floors for decades. You should be able to go long periods of time. The only time you should have to sand your floors is if there's any type of damage done to the floors, or you need to change the style of the floor. So you need to change the color. So screen and recoat will not change the color of your floor. All you're doing is adding a new layer of polyurethane on top. So if you want to change the look or style of your floor, then you need to do sanding. Or if there's some type of major damage to the floor, you should do sanding. And probably after a number of screen recoats over several decades, you'll probably want to do a sanding. But otherwise, you shouldn't have to sand your floors in most cases. Most cases, if you've caught it early enough, you should be doing a screen and recoat. It'll save you money and make your floors look good. So that's the first blog series for this YouTube channel. Well, thank you for watching through to the end. Hit the subscribe and like button down below. Thank you.